Hey.
Hey.
Sacred Bubble back in the building. Welcome, everyone, to whatever this is. This is our growth podcast, to our spiritual growth podcast, to our hanging out with Susan and Rebecca podcast. And we were just speaking about how what was it? Jupiter eclipse? Is that what you said? Virgo eclipse? I can't even remember. I
Jupiter
can't even
eclipse? No,
remember.
Jupiter won't eclipse, but it could be
Whatever.
it could be aspected, but it's not. So this eclipse is opposing Mars though. So it's like a Mars eclipse, you could say.
Okay, Mars eclipse.
Um
I did not sleep well.
so the moon was already out last night, early. The Virgo moon's like, "Hey, I'm here. Here to
Nice.
heal." Here to heal. I stayed up way too late the other night, but shout out to me. Having a life.
What were you doing last night?
2 nights ago, after work, I
Oh,
went to see Jack. He was busy as fuck, and I was hoping to hang out with him, but I didn't get to, but I ended up staying late and just chatting with one of his coworkers.
nice.
And I was like, "This is kinda nice to do once in a while," you know? And I had a drink, but I was like, "Make it a teeny bit amount of alcohol," and I
Yeah,
slept. I slept. It's nice.
nice.
Yeah. But I noticed the Virgo moon was already out last night, and our eclipse is tomorrow.
I see.
And it's opposing Mars and Pisces. There's like a lot of Pisces going on in the sky. So for this week, it's been advised to, if you're someone who has moved through a lot already, it probably won't pertain to you because you're probably like either too tired or in a way too at peace to like ruin that for you. But you may be inclined to like if you have to work, if you have to be around people, it's kind of pull back because you might be in the line of fire because it's just you never know what could go off. You don't know whose mouth can go off. You have to be careful of what you say this week. Or if you are not and you're just doing your thing and shit happens, just know that like there might be another step, there might be a conversation, there might be something else that needs to be had as well. Um this is the almost final eclipse in these signs. We have one more Virgo eclipse next year, but this is pretty much the wrap up of what's been going on for the past 2.5 years in the Virgo areas of your chart. So a lot has been maybe dismantled, reorganized, sifted through, made very clean. Now you're in the molding, you're making that glass really shiny because Virgo is like sand and glass is made out of sand. That's why they're so sharp. But they're so clear too. So whatever you're finding clarity around during this full moon in those parts of your chart, which means maybe the shadow in this area, it's just being revealed to you. It may be a direct hit where it's like, again, sharp and it's tender and you might need to take some time, or it's just really opening up or closing out a chapter like in those Virgo areas. So maybe you're finishing something, meaning you might be starting something new at the same time, right? This could be a way of life, a belief. This could be a physical thing. So those are the things that are happening during this week. And then we have Jupiter going direct though on next Tuesday. So we're not only feeling this, and I noticed that with Jupiter, because it's such a big planet, everybody feels that. So, and it feels it early. People feel it early. So we're going to be feeling both of these things happening this week. That's why I'm talking about it. I think it's relevant, even though we'll talk about it next week too, because we'll talk next week. But just be aware that there's multiple things happening in the sky. And then we're also finishing a square between Saturn and Neptune this week. So, yay. Lots of
I
shit
was like, that was
happening.
a lot.
Well, there's so much growth. It's so much growth. Just know that like anywhere you're at, like don't give up now. We're at a final corner in certain areas of your life. So if you feel like giving up, don't like stick with it. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth the precision. It will be worth it. It will feel satisfying. But for other people, you're going to be celebrating like different things in your life, which I hope people are. During the midst of the hardness, I think it's really important to celebrate, like, the good things that are happening too.
Hell yeah. That's what
Like,
we
even
need
if
more
it
of.
comes with new challenges, like, feeling grateful that you get to have those new challenges. I think we talked about that before, and that's totally Jupiter is like, this is this week where you wanna figure out what responsibilities you truly wanna take on in the future, and if there are ones that you don't, just learn to not overcompensate. Learn to let go of what you don't wanna be responsible for and say no, and delegate or just say no and shift it because unfortunately, water signs take in trash without noticing sometimes, so you gotta look around and just let the trash out. It's right before spring starts, which is perfect timing, so
I just did a deep clean yesterday,
nice.
and
How's
I
it
am getting rid of a lot of stuff, and it feels nice. It just makes me feel like spring is coming, and
what kinda things are you letting go of?
lots of clothing, shoes, mostly like clothing and shoes items that I found in my old storage unit. So I'm getting rid of that.
I just
I'm planning
got rid
to
of some of
get,
that yesterday too.
yeah,
I gave my cousin, like, 3 full
nice.
bags.
Wow.
Target bags, guys, Target bags
Oh, okay. I was
of
thinking
stuff.
garbage bags. I was like, damn, I thought you said you didn't have anything to give away.
No, it's been sitting
Nice.
in my trunk for a while.
Cool. Yeah, I was just like posting on Poshmark. So anybody who wants clothes, look at my Poshmark, Bex World. Um,
Get styled.
I'm probably gonna sell some of my jewelry on there too, just because like I have it, it's ready to go. So I'm like,
That's
why
smart.
not? I'm
You
like,
never
I'm not
know.
gonna, yeah, I'm like, I'm done with like posting things on multiple platforms right now. I just need to, I just need to get it done on one and be happy and grateful. I was actually thinking about being grateful and how much happier life is when I can be grateful every single day for the tiny things, just like the fact that I can drive to work and not take the bus anymore, or the fact that you can take the bus, the
Yeah.
fact that you have money to do that, or the fact that I have legs that I can walk on, the fact that I have a heart that beats. Um, so yeah, I think that's a great way to start off to just get people to look at what's going on with themselves and just appreciate the good in it because so much is happening around us. And I definitely feel that I've been trying to get off social media
I
because
have not. I've barely been on recently.
I just got my TikTok back
Oh, I
and
deleted mine.
love that.
Well, the app, not my TikTok, but
Yeah. Um,
just for now.
and yeah, I took a little hiatus, and now that I'm back, I just feel like everything that's on there is, I don't know, it's really good. It's like all positive things.
Good.
Um, so I feel nice about that because I sometimes think that, you know, not sometimes, I think that your energy is always calling for something. So it just makes me think that I'm in a better place than I was when I last had. Because the last time I had my TikTok, it was just like, it was just war and famine and poverty and crisis. So to have that nice reset and people are, just cat videos, spiritual stuff,
My
it's
mom
nice.
sends me these weird ass cat videos like every day now, and I don't know
That's
what to tell her.
that's hilarious.
She's like, "They're so cute," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, totally."
Because she's like, "You have cats."
And then I sent her pictures of my cat.
Nice.
That's good.
Just
I'm
cat
happy to
sharing.
hear that. I curated my
Nice.
Instagram to be like that for when I wanna use it. But honestly, I'm kind of just I've been bored of
Nice.
Instagram. Honestly, I think it's more just like, I don't know, I think we've talked about this a lot. It's like we do so much already. And I really am just trying to accept that, like, I mean, I like YouTube and stuff, but my mind needs more and more breaks. So even if lately I've been letting myself forget to turn it on and look for things, and I've been really, like, proud of myself about that because, yeah, I don't know, meant brain health. Oh, well, yeah, the age we're entering, regardless of what the internet says, because they all say a lot of things about a lot of things, it's basically just really starting to curate your own world and, like, what your own version of society is because you just we're in a such a time we're in a time, so I just believe, like and, like, starting with your life, but then you can even start with your social media, like, that, curating, like, what you want to see because truthfully, it's a lot. There's so much to take in, there's so much to, like, process, and if you're not in the space for it, I know it can feel like a drug, which is, like, what it is, but I don't know, like, you can get, like, really sucked into a hole. Like, you can get really sucked into I don't know, I think I'm still, like, figuring out how to conceptualize this because 'cause I've been seeing this more and more. It's like you're just like your algorithm, like, you get in different algorithms, and curating your, like, own algorithm, I think, is really powerful right now because what you focus on and what you illuminate is really even as someone who, loves conspiracies, which I still am into and still researching, it's not, this obsession anymore. I can turn it off. I don't have to go on every platform and, like, get all the information anymore. It's just kind of like I feel like I'm more in control, I guess,
Yes, and
of
that's
my
good.
reality. More control of your own reality.
Yeah, I think it's really important for us, everyone, to take control of what they consume, and
Notice what controls you,
especially
your emotions,
and that's what social media really is. It's a it's a emotional roller coaster.
especially for your psyche too.
Yeah, I think all of that seeps into your psyche. The good, the bad, it all seeps in, and that's why you have a choice. Like you said, curating is actually really important because you're choosing and allowing what comes into your field and what you accept as reality. So, I think there's a lot of fear, um,
Yeah.
and there's also a lot of realizations and joy, and you can choose what side that you're on or wanna participate in. And it doesn't mean that you can never look at the bad things or if you wanna be aware of those things, like, I think that's also good, but I think for your overall health, consuming it too much depending on where your psyche's starting, because some people can actually be really fragile. I know I was really fragile at one point, and I couldn't consume anything, not conspiracy theories, not, politics, not the news. Like, I had to really take a break from all of that because, it was making me a different person. It was making my reality, my perception of reality different, and I started to feel more negative. I started to feel hopeless. I started to feel unimportant, unworthy, just from consuming things that tell you you're a victim. This is doomsday time. And which I love that now I
I've been
can,
saying for years.
yeah. And I think that it's great that there is a spiritual community or like people who can post up and be like, well, in order for the dark to come out, there has to be light. So it's better that it's out here because it doesn't mean that it's worse now. It means that it's always been happening. And some people were unaware. So it feels like it's so much worse and like this is the end of times, which everybody has been saying it's been the end of time since the end of times. So
2020.
exactly, 2020, 2012,
Oh,
like
yeah,
there was
2012, I forgot. Wow.
I know, so many things, like, everybody
Yeah,
wants to predict the end of the world, and it's just like, just enjoy it,
no,
and there's gonna be an end. Don't worry, there will be an end for you, like,
there will
and it
be.
may not
That's
be
what
what you actually think.
no, that's why
I mean, I
art's
wouldn't know, I've never been ended, but
not that I can
I
remember.
I also try to be hopeful about that when I think of death. I've been just I don't know. I guess thinking of the best, like just melting into particles and still being there, just like floating around. I don't fucking know, but I'm like, it sounds better than just like nothingness to me, and maybe that'll change with time. But
Yeah.
um,
I
yeah,
still don't know what happened. I still don't know what I feel. Yeah. I just know it's okay.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think it's like makes me and something my boyfriend pointed out and I noticed too is like what this can do is bring people really into their lives and we've noticed even and I don't know what this is or what this has to do with and it could be to do with him or his learnings or whatever, but we were like a lot of we're maybe we're more open, but I feel like people not a lot of people, but people are easier to come up to me, talk to me, even him when we're together. Friendlier like customer service we've been receiving at places that we've like significantly noticed. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that's what I think is beautiful as scary as the darkness can be when the light is shed and like it can bring people together, especially now, because like, they really did a good job at dividing us. They've done a very good job, and they've worked every angle that they possibly could've. So, I feel grateful in those moments when we can connect, even with just, like, family, right? I went to a family party yesterday. It was like even though I was just there for a short time, it was just, like, still nice to connect with people, and I felt very loved in a way that I hadn't in a while. And so, like, noticing those, like you said, the small changes is very Virgo. And this eclipse is hitting me directly in my moon, hanging out. And I think I don't know, I just feel like it's really important to let that be spread because when the darkness is revealed, that's just as amount as light that's happening. And this is the only thing I'm gonna say about this right now, is that when things are speeding up with the powers that be, and they're moving quickly and they're trying to do this and that, they're afraid.
yeah.
That's so fear-based. And now that the public is kind of we're not up in a frenzy, but we're, like, figuring it out,
Mm, yes.
that's different, right? There's a lot of fear coming from there, and, like, they keep trying to shower us with fear, and of course, people are gonna be afraid, but the more that people like us with, like who can process and have neutral standpoints, we remember what actually is important, right? We actually remember, like, being here, right now is so important, and that could be you posting content, right? We're making a podcast, but that what I love about this is that it brings me into the present even more. Like it gets conversations really get me there. Like really good conversations get me there. So, and connection with another person. So, yeah, I feel like that's so important. Like all the things, like the little things all add up when you're not always focusing on what's going wrong or what's not working cuz My fa my least favorite cliche that's been coming up a lot lately is, like, "There's always something," 'cause there is. There's just
Mm,
always something in our
mm,
complex creative lives. I was like, this cliche fucking sucks." Like, the only one that sucks, in my opinion,
yeah,
is that one. But it's, like, it's how you view it. It's how you learn to handle it. It's how it hits you this one time, depending on how you're feeling that day or how whatever, your hormones, the stars, whatever it is. It's just interesting. And I feel like I'm able to be more present in my day to day lately, like I want to be. and
Yeah.
figure out what the fuck that is again.
I agree. Like, actually yesterday I was at Petco getting the rabbits hay, and there was two people that were there. The one was new and the other one was in back. And normally I'm not a person who interacts. I kind of just like I go through the thing, like I answer the questions that they need to ask, and then I'm just like, all right, have a nice day, blah blah blah. But I asked the person how their day was, and he answered authentically because he was new, so I could tell he was very nervous. And um and I just basically just encouraged him, which I just don't normally do. And it was interesting
Aw.
because when I just felt so at peace with myself that it didn't feel like something I was going out of my way to do. It was like coming out of me, and I was like, "Oh, like I am being authentically myself and I'm not putting on a front when I'm outside," which tends to happen sometimes because you're in the hustle and bustle, you're waiting in a line, you just want to get your thing, you want to go out the door. And I've noticed that I'm breathing, especially into my left side, which your left diaphragm is a lot smaller than your right diaphragm. So it tends to be somewhere in your body that can kind of, for lack of a better word, be lost. And I've had a lot of stuff on my left side personally, so
That's an interesting way to put it, to be lost.
yeah, it's like it's just a detachment. Um I think that's also with the awareness that like I'm becoming like fully embodied, like being aware of all the processes that are happening in my body
Mhm.
and not just rushing, and keeping myself in that fight or flight, which we've talked about so much, and it's been just like a crucial and integral part of my overall development as a human to like get to a point where I'm like not freaking out all the time internally. So cool, calm, and collected is the
Yeah.
perception that people have seen me in. And I am um that now I feel. Whereas before, I was really chaotic inside. So when I left the when I was leaving the line, I just like looked at both of them in the eye and I just said, I hope you guys have a nice day. And there was a short realization that I'm like, this is not normal for them. And I thought it was so interesting because I was like, they both looked at me like, "What? Like, why are you even looking at us? Why are you even acknowledging both of us in this interaction?" And maybe that's not what they were thinking at all, but you can kind of see it in their eyes where they're just like, they didn't say anything back to me. They were just kind of like, "What the heck?" And I think it's because the presence. Like, I'm so present with them when you don't really have to be because there's just another person along your route for the day, right? But um, also in Stop and Shop, there's a woman who I always make eye contact with, and she always tells me to have a good day. And I was like walking past, I didn't see her, and she said that to me, and I was like, "Oh," and I looked at her, I was like, "Oh my God, have a great day too." And she smiled, and I smiled, and I was like, "This is so nice." Just small little,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
smiling, being happy for no reason at all, just because I got my groceries and then I can buy groceries and I'm just here like everybody else. It's yeah, it just makes you feel included, and um it makes me feel like my life is not something I want to rush through. So,
That is it. Actually, that's it. Is like not being rushed through life. That's something I've been like wanting, and like I'd have to often tell my boyfriend is not to rush me. He's like, I know you don't want to be rushed, but you gotta keep it moving. I was like, make haste, babe, make haste. So like now he's like obsessed with make haste. So I'm hoping
make haste,
I,
baby.
I kind of prefer that. So like it
Yeah.
sounds just better to me. So hopefully he'll like
Yeah.
use that because then I'll be like, okay.
I shall.
Yeah, like, last night, that
Yeah.
was just, like, a random thing that I said because 'cause I've been watching Bridgerton.
Love
I
it.
love it's a really well written because it's from books, so of course it's really well written, and
Yeah.
Shonda Rhimes is just really awesome. The 4th season is my favorite so far. But yeah, just learning not to rush through my life. It's so interesting because I feel like that's something that I could talk about for a while because I feel like that's all I've been trying to get to for a long time is, like, not rush transitions, but or wanting to get where I'm not, which we've talked about, like, maybe even 6 months ago, where it's like I realized that I was always trying to be somewhere I really wasn't. Like, and so being in transition showed me how actually during a certain transition of beliefs and worth changes, how actually, like, how hard it is to be there, or how hard it felt at first to be with all of that, and, like, not wanting to rush through that or rush through rebuilding my body again, or not to rush through building a business and not to rush through anything. And it's made me realize that when I am that way and I'm like not being hard on myself for whatever it is that's happening in my life, and I can take a step back, I realize how taken in by that like timeline and portal I have been in where like that's how certain people operate and I just don't want to operate like that. Like I want to have a good time. I just started enjoying music again. Like I want to vibe. Like I want to have a great ass time and I want people to have a great ass time. So I keep having these visions of just like dancing with people.
Oh my God,
Like,
me
you're just like,
too.
yeah, I figured you were because they're so detailed and like real. So I figured like I would share it with you because I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about this yesterday because I was cleaning and I'm dancing and I'm like, oh my God, me and Susan, we should like, we should,
We
because
just
you
throw
were,
dance parties.
I know you were talking about, you're like, oh, I want to find like a place that we can go dancing. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, we just dance in the fucking house for now.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
let's
yeah.
just, let's
But then
just,
eventually I just like the idea of being around other people doing it. It's so fun for me.
I love a
I
party.
don't
I love a
that's
party.
the performance version of me, and, like, the girl who likes to have a good time part of me is like,
Yeah.
"Let's just all dance."
Hell
But,
yeah.
yes, we can
No, I'm
start
with you.
in the house, and then
Yeah.
we'll take it outside when it's summer. We'll find a place.
Yeah,
Because
when
I
it's
think one place
ready.
downtown does outside, but I
Dope.
just don't go there a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
half inside, half outside.
I'm ready for the
Yeah, no,
summertime.
April
I'm
might
ready
be
to
a
shake
very
this
outside kinda
booty.
time, so
I'm ready,
that
girl.
was so fast. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so good. No, no, with your shoulders. How you not that? Yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah, girl, you should see
you look like
me.
a
I'd be like,
kitty. You look like a little kitty.
and that is the connection to my body. I wish you guys could see, but coming soon. Um,
We'll show you soon enough.
yeah, I've been like pop locking it in my living room. It's just been such a great time. I feel, uh, I just
I
feel
know. I feel like we're
alive.
the balance for a lot of people right now. I feel like everyone's like weird, and we're just like,
And don't get me wrong, I'm tired. I'm just, when I'm tired, I'm probably just not out in the world. I'm like cozied up in my bed watching some anime. I'm like
yeah,
rewatching Blue Exorcist if you're into that. It's just, which is so funny. All of the animes that I've watched, because I've been watching like over them, I realize I'm like, it's all fighting demons. That's all it is. It's all fighting
yep,
demons.
yep.
This last one that I'm watching is about a demon who is integrated into, he's like the son of Satan, but he doesn't want to be evil. And his like adoptive dad was an exorcist, a priest. And he like gets trained to learn this or whatever, but like there's this whole secret, so there's people out for him. And it's just so funny because I'm like, yeah, even the people that you think are evil and bad, like, can surprise you. Like, people can change. People, most of the time, don't want to be evil and bad and, um,
There's
awful. They just, What'd you say?
Rebecca, you know what it feels like to be loved and what it's like to work through that?
Struggle bus?
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
what's a better word for struggle bus?
Um, I don't know, you tell me.
Or describe the struggle bus a little, if you don't mind.
Okay, so opening my heart up has been both mentally and physically painful. I've had to really look at the suffering that I've been through and the suffering that I have caused others and the suffering I've caused myself to be able to be compassionate towards me, which then ends up being compassionate towards others. But it's been a long struggle, I feel. Um, Feeling like I was a bad person, like actually feeling like, shame for some of the stuff that I've done, just being mean to people, or, maybe lying or being inauthentic or whatever it was. Um, and it's really hard to describe the pain of that. But it definitely was suffering. And to be on the other side of it, um, now I guess I can see it as like releasing. I've, I feel like, yeah, learning to love is, I'm still in the midst of it. I'm still trying to figure out what.
Yeah. Feel it out in
But being aware,
expansion mode, processing,
expansion, yeah, constantly.
expansion. Yeah.
And that's what being aware is like constantly processing, I feel. And taking a
Yeah.
break sometimes where I can just mindlessly
Be.
just lay there. But
Yeah.
that's
I think
also part of the
that's
awareness.
what I think processing can is like I think that's a part of processing though, is like being
Mm,
just like learning to be there.
yeah, that's a
It's
good
almost
point.
like it's like integration phase more so knowing that you don't
Yeah,
have to like instead of what's on my mind of like I know I have a lot of things to do and I like to do things to make myself feel good. But I've realized, and I've taken this from someone we've listened to, I realize I might need to schedule myself just like being time. um, or trying to find like a better night routine because last night I was so tired I just like passed out right after we ate. Devin started laughing. He turned around, my eyes were closed. He was like, "You're already asleep." And I was like,
that's hilarious.
"I'm so tired."
Yeah. That was
It's
Alex
just amazing.
yesterday.
But, like, I'm happy to be sleeping. I'm happy to be, like, alive when I'm alive, and I'm happy to be dead when I'm dead.
Yes.
Because like, anything I'm doing now really does feel like I'm headed towards a purpose, and I can learn to be in my life while it's happening, which is all I've ever wanted. So, I didn't realize that's what I wanted, but, like, realizing, like, all you ever want is really to be in your life, and that's another thing for us Libras out there. Learn to be in your life, not just watch it, okay? Thank you. Let haters hate. Just let them hate. Just let them do it. It's okay. They just don't love, and that's fine. You love. I
To all
don't
the
know if that's
Libras
actually
out there.
true, but I'm just being stupid.
Yeah, I know. You silly.
But actually, everything you're saying actually relates to your 12th house. Would you like a little something? Something?
Lay it on me, baby. Lay it on me.
So, I totally forgot your Mars is in Cancer, which is where Jupiter is. And this
Okay.
retrograde, this last leg of that retrograde, it's been hanging out pretty close. It's gotten shimmying close to your Mars. And your Mars
Okay.
is in the 12th house. So it's interesting that at this time, right before it retrogrades and then, you know, exacts and hangs out exactly with your Mars next week or like the week after, one of those. And the 12th house is all about spirituality, daemon, so like shadow, darkness, the unconscious. hidden realms, and like you're watching those kinds of shows, and that's like Mars is communication, so that could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And sitting across from like your day to day.
Mm.
Your day to day work, health, all that jazz, and sometimes I don't know, it's just cool. It's cool how some media, like that you specifically connect to, meaning you, me in general, you specifically
Yeah.
connect to, really is perfect for your life. Like, it's really perfect for, like, oh, interesting. Like, this is how interesting. Uh,
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, I'll wonder, I'm like, should I be watching this? Like, it's all about demons, it's all about darkness, but it's always about the light defeating the darkness. And um
Yeah.
I think a lot of animes are kind of like, there's like a bunch of animes that have that type of theme in it. You know, the hero comes in and, you know, they're one way and then they like transform into this whole person that like puts their lives on the line for others. And I've always just loved that storyline because in some ways I think I relate internally to that because
Mars and
I've always
Cancer,
wanted I've always wanted to be
Sun, Capricorn.
the hero. Yeah, right? Hero, the Capricorn. I've
You
like
are.
yeah, I've just wanted to take care of people and
Mhm.
then I did and then I got overwhelmed by it and then I was just like I don't want to do this anymore. Um
That's your
but
10th
I think
house
it's just
recognizing
what's
itself
my
now.
mm, and I just feel like I I still want that responsibility, but I also know what and I realize now what it will take to be able to effectively help people that I actually want to help. And that is the discipline of everything that I have been practicing my whole life, which is silence and, you know, the health of my body and the health of my mind and feeling spacious, not feeling stuck, not feeling, you know, really just getting into, you know, the physical parts of my body, the emotional parts of my body, like being able to discover myself again and get to a point where I can hold my own self up. And that's wow, what a process. But that cliche of like can't help anybody until you help yourself is it really is it is true, 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 true. If you want to do it, like I want to help many, many people out and I have helped many people out, but I really do want to help um and I've always felt this since I was little. Like I remember telling people like I'm going to be someone who helps the masses. And why? I don't know, but it feels very real to me. And now it's coming to this crucial point of like, I gotta get serious about me. And I have been. So it feels really
So
good.
true. This is all Uranus talking, and I love it. So we have a lot of
I
astrology
know.
happening. So I'm just gonna keep weaving it out in
Yes.
the next couple months because there's a lot. You thought this past 2 months were a lot. The show hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
And
Tell
what you were
us.
talking about was totally the Taurus for your 10th house. And that's my first house where we realized we're the star. We are the
Mm,
stars. And when we're, as we continue to realize this and as we continuously go about this and get very clear on those boundaries and everything, we are going to help the people we want to help. And it's not going to, it's because that's what we really actually want to do. We want to be able to, like this is a cliche, like with a lot of artists who say it, we actually want to do, or it's like we know how many people's lives we can affect. And that actually like will affect and know that like that's really the greatest gift. The gift is like great, we're being seen now, beautiful, and then it's like our heart opens there. And then the next chamber is like, okay, when we're finally ready, who can we help?
yeah.
Um which I think will be in a little bit longer of a bridge than we think, just because of how our lives have gone and the way our psyches are, which is fine. But it's just, excuse me. And it's also that we both have Pluto in Scorpio too. So
Mm,
Uranus has been sitting across from it in um, the past the year. It's been hanging out right across from both of our natal. Yeah, we have literally, I think, almost the same degree with Pluto.
interesting.
Yeah, we have the same degree. We have both have 24 degrees in Pluto and Scorpio. They're just in different placements. Um, different parts of our different house. And Pluto is about the masses, and that's
Uh,
Scorpio. And yours is right across from your 10th house of career and being seen. It's in your family and ancestry, and there's more, but that's enough for this conversation.
yeah.
And mine's with like depth of relationships, one-on-one relationships. But I think that's why I've realized I have to transition out of one-on-ones entirely and also have other areas where it's more, because that's what I was also told that by an astrologer. So I also know that by validation for both of us with that placement, even though it's in different houses. But yours is always about keeping a lot of, and that's why we're both very private and a lot. Like we share a lot, but there's still so much more that we keep private.
Yeah.
Right, so that's that calm, cool collective, how we like, I also agree where, like, I feel like I also come off that way a lot more than that's, like, my default, even if I'm feeling whatever, it's like that mask, but it's also that, like, part of us that will show you when we're ready kind of thing, like,
Absolutely.
when it feels safe, it will just come out, but if it's not safe, it's not coming out, so that's, like, that means we got some more time, right? We got another person, another moment, it's not that, so yeah.
Yeah, I think
There's
everybody was
so much.
freaking out when
Sorry, there's
people
so
talk
much
about
happening. Huh?
I said I feel like there's people were like freaking out when they saw like I don't know, the whole thing with like Uranus coming in and like, these were like the times of civil war and chaos and all these other things, but um so I like that you can kind of just connect it to a less intense version of it
Well,
because
there's been a lot of truth to that. I just
for sure
think that I just think
I
that,
just
like
like both all sides are being talked
yeah, I
about.
just think it's important to have useful information too. Like, is all information useful? No, and I know I share
No.
unuseful information, but people have to learn to process that or not on their own. And like you said, it's not always easy to hear, but like Uranus did bring up and unearth a lot. And when it moves into Gemini in a couple months, it's going to make it very clear what's black, what's white, what's gray. It's going to be very obvious to us moving forward. And all of our own lie detectors and meters. And there's way more to that because I don't want to minimize because it's going to be for 8 years or so. So just know that, like, yeah, revolution, there's layers to everything that we wanna make look a certain way because in the past it did, right?
Yeah.
And I think the past still wants to stay alive in a lot of ways, and it's okay, like, we all get that because 'cause we're going through that internally, and I think, like, I see that very in the macrocosm, like, it wants to stay alive so bad that it's willing to go, meaning like the powers that be, the collective consciousness that's willing to go to such lengths to keep it alive. And that's just we're all just kind of like, what? Like we're
Yeah.
in the 21st century. Like what? We thought we were anyway. So there's just a lot of in between that, but that's essentially what you can kind of it's kind of like connects to the conversation about your reality.
Yes. Yeah. I there's just so much going on and one thing that's helping me is feeling like it's not all mine and being able to, like, decipher, when I'm feeling a little off and realizing, like, "Oh, this is because someone came into my space." This has become, like, honoring the power of feeling that I have. I'm sure it's written in the stars. I read it in my human design. I feel it, and it's just nice to know that I do have some type of control from with the awareness that I have. Like, I have the control to um make a choice whether I want to participate in the overthinking or not. Because sometimes I will. Sometimes overthinking can actually be a good thing, right? Sometimes it can bring me to places that I wouldn't have brought myself if I kept trying to be quiet in the mind and quiet to myself, which I think is a natural default to me. I think sometimes there's like nothing going on up there, and which is so relaxing and it's very freeing. And I understand that some people don't have that luxury and are trying to get there. So I definitely am grateful for that. Um, and, being able to talk to other people who are different, who struggle with not being able to turn their brains off. I don't know why I got here, but I'm going there. And um it feels so good to me because when you don't interact with people and you become in your own bubble, which I think alone time is very important, but when you don't have others to like reflect things off of or contrast, um, you really can build a very one-dimensional world based off your just one self. And when you go into the world of social media and online, and everything is so broad, but because of algorithms, you can also just create that echo chamber again. So having real life people that you can like go to their house, you can like talk with on the phone, like tangible people that you can see and like feel. I think that's probably the biggest lack that's in social media is like there's a different feeling when you get up in front of somebody and you can look into their eyes. um you learn how to read people, you learn what sensing is, you get connected to your senses, and that's what they don't want. They don't want you to be connected to the senses because those are your powers.
Yeah.
uh, and
That's how your psychic gifts come through too naturally, which is why it's easier to keep you like clogged when you're sick and in fear.
yes, yeah, and it feels
Or if there's always
so.
something wrong with you, not your body is just sending you a message.
Yes, and that helped me see my eczema really clearly when.
Speaking of which, looks amazing right
Thank
now.
you so
Wow.
much.
Hey, girl, are you doing like a what's that
So
called? A
I am.
campaign?
I know, right?
Yes, seed
Stop.
campaign.
I know, my skin feels so much healthier and, I still have some things to work on, but, like, I don't have any eczema right now.
That
And
is something to celebrate.
and,
Woo!
part of it was diet and exercise, and the other part of it was realizing that my eczema, we talked a little bit about this last time, was stress induced, emotionally induced. Like, as I've been unpacking my body and realizing where all these tension spots have been and actively working on releasing them, and not just like once a day. Like, it's not like I'm just doing like a workout once a day. Like, I am physically working on my body as much as possible all day long. Like, when I feel like I'm getting heightened, I I question, is this mine? If this is mine, why is this happening? Like, I am fully integrated with myself to make sure that I am working optimally because, you know, I think to myself, there's no life worth living if you're just going to be sedentary and lost in the sauce of your own psyche. Like, if you don't want to see it, like, it'll wreak havoc on you whether you like it or not, and I'm pretty sure Carl Jung had talked about this. It's like if you I don't remember the exact quote, but if you don't look for it, it's like it's going to wreak havoc on you whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so happy that I'm
Oh,
conscious. Go ahead.
that reminds me. That's like this keeps coming up and I keep forgetting to say something, but it's a
Mm,
constant theme. The biggest part of a lot of my disturbances was being in denial about things and, like,
mm,
getting that
mm.
validation through other people's beliefs instead of trusting my own because I was so scared to be on my own with any of that,
Oh
just to
my god.
simplify it. But that's, like, what's happening is in a lot of unraveling of denial, and that's a part of grief. So, as much as uncomfortable it is to be around people at times, this is a really great time. I don't know, I just feel like being in my own experience of denial and actually watching it in front of me, it can cause so much harm to your brain when you're not allowing yourself to see the truth or feel it and know that, like, it's such a big part of what blocks love even and just, like, realness, you know?
Yeah.
And I think if we, like, operated or if people who, like, love especially, like, the older generation who love simplicity, if they just, like, got out of a little denial, I really do
For
think
sure.
they'd have a lot more simplicity in their life again, that they
For
actually
sure.
crave and they don't have to be, like, trying to outsource it and control their situation. It's just, like, not being in denial anymore. And I'm not trying to, like, throw shade, but I just mean, like, majority of people older than me, I should say.
Yeah.
You know, because I see how but I also see how it affects the younger generation, but either way, like, my own journey of denial and, like, not realizing I was even in it or whatever has been really helpful, even if it was, like, really painful, so just know that it's worth it. It's worth
And
it a
honestly,
lot.
I feel like no matter what route you take, it'll be painful in some type of way, and it's like, I'd rather go through
Yeah,
the pain to get out to the pleasure and the happiness and the just, like, the acceptance and all the, the positive things you can say, than,
okay.
like, deny, deny, deny until I get up to the last points of my life where I look back at everything and I'm like, why didn't I just, like, leave? Why didn't I just, like, forgive myself? Why didn't I? And that's where the older generation helps us so much because there's so many people now that can say, I regretted this. I wish I did this. If you're younger, please do this. Like, there's so much wisdom in the older generation from their mistakes that we can learn from. And I'm so honored to be able to be young. And I know I'm a 30 something, and people are like, oh, I feel like I'm just beginning. I don't know what happened in my
Me
20s.
too,
That was such a blur. I'm
same.
like here
Oh my
now.
god, yes. I
Like,
developed some skills in my 20s for sure, and now I'm trying to,
yes,
like, assess and sort out and let go yeah,
yes,
refine it, right?
for sure.
It's where I found my
Yes,
artistry, it's where I accepted a lot of healed a lot.
very
But I'm
true.
excited to think about, like, what 40-year-old me is gonna think. Like, I'm not rushing that either, but, like, I'm
Yeah.
like 'cause we both have older and younger friends, so it's so nice to have that or, like, people close to us, and it's so nice to, like, experience what it feels like to be around people who are so comfortable being who they are.
Yes.
It's so nice.
It's so nice when you can be around somebody who I feel, the people pleaser in me used to want to comfort somebody in their like, in their awkwardness or like, whatever. So like when I'm around somebody who's truly just authentically themselves and can like backlash at me or like, tell me a different opinion. I actually had a conversation with one of my clients about this where I was like, there's parts of me who like I want to get out there. I'm very much a people person. Like I want to be able to talk to all these people, but the problem is that I it's hard to find people that I can be 100% myself with. And obviously, and I have found some people like that, and I'm very grateful for it. Um,
It's still fun, like, learning through new relationships, though.
it is. I'm like, I
I'm
just get
excited
scared
about
because
them
I've
again.
been hurt so much, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm definitely excited.
It stops
Um,
me a lot, but then I'm like,
yeah.
whatever."
It's just I think I can get drained really easily. And it's all lessons. That's how I see it. Like if I go do something and I make a choice that I'm gonna do like a group thing or whatever, I'm like, this is just a lesson of some sort.
A
Like,
group thing is always a lesson for you?
yes,
Yeah, usually it is for me too.
it is. Like when I do group like one-on-one things come so easy to me because I
Yeah,
can adapt. But when
yeah.
there's a group setting of people that are coming with all these different types, it's like it's the energy I'm feeling. I'm picking up on so much. I'm like, "Can I be vulnerable with these people?" Like, yes, I can because, like, I can be vulnerable. It's okay.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't matter what they think.
yeah.
I can be myself, and it's like that constant, like, lesson of, like, be yourself, don't worry about them. Just, like,
Yes.
be yourself.
It's like that I was just talking to Jack my brother's coworker about this the other night. I'm just like and she's, like, pretty much family to him at this point, honestly. It's also his girlfriend's best friend, but, like, how I have to remember that I can decide not to like someone. Like,
Yeah.
I don't always have to be worried about how I'm gonna ease the tension, like,
Ugh,
this is a constant thing with certain signs too where, if people shift when you're in the room for the better, don't take that as a bad thing.
yeah,
You should be thinking, "Why aren't we on this behavior anyway?"
yeah,
I mean, we have a good time, but, like, what is that? Like, what is that thing? Because you could feel it when you become really sensitive to your environment and when, certain people work a lot together. But there's nothing wrong with it because if people are better or wanna be better around you, that's saying something about your energy.
facts.
I don't know why I got there at all, but I think that yeah, I just feel like I used to the people pleasing. I used to feel like
Mhm,
that was a I used to feel like playing smaller because of it, but really it's like you're just up leveling and growing that you have to if you're that kind of person, I realized I just have to get used to how people are gonna perceive me, like we've talked about many times, and just, like, putting my best foot forward and coming off the way I come off and just noticing how other people do and how things get washed away and just kind of, like, practicing that we all have our days, we're all going through
mm,
this evolution together, like, I wanna be more playful, and that means I need to be more loose and, like, let myself be loose unless I feel I should protect myself, not just because I'm in an environment.
yeah,
And what's helped me when I remember that even when going to work, because it is like a group activity for me, um, I'm trying to even, like, if I go to family or if I'm going to hang out with someone that I love, I I'm trying to remember to practice the Kabbalah where I'm, like, praying for white light, praying for, like, the best kind of whatever's needed, and just, like, praying that everything goes well no matter what and that, like, I can be my confident self. Because there are some times where I notice myself almost making myself smaller or taking on, like, anxious feelings or different
mhm,
things just because of depending on where I'm going or what I'm doing, and I've become so sensitive to that now that when I don't feel that way, it feels so good to just trust and be okay that it's safe to be myself and in times, and it's been a process, and I wish it wasn't as hard. But I genuinely wanna shine my light, my little star, my bright star, so, like, that's just what happens when you're a little light, people are just gonna expect that you have it easy or whatever, and it's just not true, and that's okay, like, they don't have to know, and if they're that judgmental, they'll find out eventually, because that's how it works, so, just, like, being in contact with who I'm meant to be in contact with, and,
yeah,
like, if I'm meant to have a good conversation with someone, if someone's going through something, just kinda let myself go through it and see what happens and, you know,
yeah,
notice how people respond to energy and just kind of, like, be in it. Be in it. Feels nice.
It does feel nice. It's just it if I've been tired because of the
Okay.
processing,
Yeah.
but it does feel nice to not have I was just realizing this with, my boyfriend's parents the other day. Like, they said something to me, and I was, like, so sassy back to them, and I was like, "Oh my god, this feels so nice that I can be a little bit bitchy." And they're just like they just laugh it off, and they're just like or they clap back at me, or it's like, oh, that's the authenticness that, like, I love because that's how I am with my mom, the probably the closest person to me. It's like, yeah, it just feels nice to be playful and loose because I've felt like I've had to be a certain way for so long, so I still sometimes feel like that, like, it's just a decision after
Yeah.
decision after decision, you know? Like, do I act like this? Do I say this? Do I authentically? Because, like, right now, I really do feel like a fucking bitch, and I do wanna
You've been saying that. You've
yeah,
been saying
I
that.
really do, like, I really do,
You've been warning us for a while. It's okay.
and I have been like, yeah, I'm just gonna be that. You know
Yeah,
why? Because that's how I authentically feel in this moment,
totally.
and that's okay because these people aren't gonna leave me, Rebecca. You're not gonna be left. You're fine, okay? You're not gonna be abandoned because you were a little grouchy or a little bitchy or because you know what? These people are also. And that's okay because you accept them as they are, and you have to trust that the people around you accept you as you are. And that is my tea
Amen.
to me. It's okay. We don't have to
Here,
be
here.
perfect. You don't have to play
No.
the role of, you know, the put together.
Yes, if you're working
So,
on your perfectionism,
yeah.
you're in the right place. If you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Who likes to deep dive into everything? You know, I'm gonna relate all of this astrologically. It's just our Saturn's in Aquarius.
Just the Saturn, Rebecca, and Aquarius.
I'm being clumsy. It's just, yeah, it's just how we have to like assess every corner and prove to ourselves because we're that good.
True
Because we're
though.
that thorough, okay? I'm spinning it to make it positive. I'm just thorough. But I
Yeah.
did hear something today. The learning to make decisions quicker. Actually, that's how I feel too when I'm moving faster. And I've noticed this. And like a lot of people in the service industry will say, like, we're best when we're moving. We're constantly moving. We're actually worse when it's slow. It's too slow. And I would have to agree a lot about that. I don't want that to be true, but I noticed that like I'd prefer to be in a constant flow when I'm doing that. And it's just so interesting how that relates. It's like it is like art, like being in a constant flow and learning to like notice that your first instinct, your first decision is usually on point
Yeah.
about something. And I think that might be an ultimate practice for my intuition and learning how to get there.
Go with your gut.
Yeah, like really.
Go with your gut.
I mean, I think
Like, if
Jupiter,
this is coming out, it's probably for the betterment of not just you, but the other person or whoever's involved or your job or whatever it is. It's like in your brain of like the perfect plan, usually not the perfect plan. Usually something
there's
that's
no such
scripted.
thing.
Yeah, that you've just like made up in your brain that's just like, well, like this is what the good person would be. Like it's not true. There's plenty of good people in the world that do amazing things who when they have to put their foot down, when they have to be a little bit stern or whatever it is, they don't hesitate. And
Yeah,
that's where I
I've
want to
seen
get to it.
some
I don't
people
want to
do it
hesitate.
recently. Yeah,
Yeah. And
I've seen some
it can
people and
also
I love
not
it.
be
I'm like, you
disrespectful.
go. No, it's
Yeah.
actually respectful, even
Yes.
more respectful, because I don't think you'll realize how much people will, like, love that in return and, like, how much more love comes that from that and, how much more people are willing to do and or give even, just, like, give of their listening ear or whatever giving looks like.
Yeah, they'll respect you as much as you respect
Respect.
yourself.
Yeah, I
And
hate
I
to
see
bring
that
it
with
to
kids all the
men.
time.
Yeah, oh my god, yes. kids crave structure,
Oh
which
my
is why,
god.
like, at certain careers, having a certain structure really benefits everybody,
For sure.
and there's nothing wrong with it.
For sure.
We just understand harmony, okay?
Mm.
Bitches. No, I'm kidding.
The key to life, harmony. Harmony.
Speaking of that, harmoniously wrap up the conversation, shall I pull a card?
Sure, let's do it.
Alright, so you can be involved. Tell me when to stop shuffling, just unless something pops out.
Okay. Now. Now! Just kidding.
No, no. Alright, I'll take the top card. We have the 7 of Pentacles,
Okay. Lay it on us. What does this mean?
and the bottom is the 10, and then we have the Hermit
My favorite card.
and the Ace of Swords. That's my favorite card.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, I love the Hermit. Aw.
Well, I just feel like I am a hermit, so.
Well, that is your human design,
Mhm.
but also relates to Virgo, and I have a Virgo moon
So love it.
and Venus.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So what does this
Light in the
say?
dark. So the biggest theme right now is to look at what you got, what needs to go, what can stay, what can evolve, what needs to be planted, what needs to be harvested, what needs to be composted.
Mm.
Also assessing what value you bring and how you can negotiate if you need to.
Mm.
You know, being more aware of your skills or what you feel guided to learn, even if it doesn't feel related to what you do. You listen to me and Rebecca connect every fucking thing. We can connect a shoelace to something. So it's
So
all
true.
connected somehow. Okay.
So true.
Um, and it will help you build your foundations and bring you the more of the longevity. You just have to be willing to go through this process so that you can have clarity
Mm.
of your building and see the light on the other side. Um, yeah, taking a look at what you have, being grateful for what you have, even if you're desiring more, like being grateful for the stage that you're in and noticing what drains you, what no longer is necessary or helps the space or supports you anymore. Letting that like be okay that that's not supportive anymore. Like how we've been talking about, for example, how being too closed off is not supportive anymore, right? Being more open is way more supportive because if you haven't noticed, everyone's been talking. So this has been a big conversation in the collective of this is the time when people who have integrity are going to start to shine more and be out, a little bit more out here, a little bit more connected to. And I'm just speaking for both of us when I say that, like, that's the evolution of that. And that's why, in some ways, if you're feeling lighter, it's because you understand or feeling more ease through your day to day is that you understand that there's a cycle happening. Um, and that it's the end of something. And of course, like every emotion is understandable, but there is a light. It's just not outsourced. And we've been outsourcing so much. So
Love. A nice
that's what
wrap
I
up.
have to say.
Wrap up on a nice, healthy note. There is hope. And there is no time like the present, because there is actually only the present.
Mic drop.
I don't know what that was. I don't know what instrument that was, but
That was her
wow.
like ding ding, like it was like a
The idea
symbol
sound.
for like a funny statement when they go boom for
Oh,
like
yes. Yes.
a
I don't know what that called. That little drum.
it was like your little light. What is like your little like a little segment of your little drop, your little Rebecca drop.
Yeah. Yeah. My little Rebecca
Not
drop
little.
is on point.
Rebecca
No, I
drop.
mean, it was little. Um, All right, do
The clubs.
you wanna wrap it up in a bow after all of that?
Go get a bow, tie it around your finger. No, I'm kidding.
The
Okay, we
corniest
love
jokes.
you. Thanks for hanging out with us and our um reality in this bubble together. We'll catch you next time in the sacred bubble.
Farewell.
Meow.